Alright friends, it's Tina back with another video on Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, man, the gym lifting fitness slave, man. Yeah, man. Alright, so he says muscles that big compound movements might underestimate. Okay, this is interesting. Let's review this video, and I'm going to bring up information. Well, it's not going to be right away in the beginning. It's going to be when he says something very particular.
Hey everybody, it's Jason.
Disprove everything he says.
Blaha here. Today I thought I would knock out a quick video for you guys, and this is just giving 4 extremely common examples of heads of muscles that may get neglected doing just our big compound movements. And so this is stuff that we need to think about. And again, I'm not saying we have to think about it. I want to be clear, this is purely for people who are trying to maximize their development. And if you're looking to have a certain...
Yes, they're trying to maximize their development by wearing the shit out of themselves. This guy is an endurance athlete. He's lifting, he's an endurance athlete. What do you think he's doing in there exactly? You think he's building muscle as an endurance athlete? Come on, man. Look, if you want to put on these phony muscles, glycogen synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. And you can build these glycogen muscles. For every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water drawn between skin and muscle into the muscle. Yeah, man. That's all he's doing in there. He's just wearing himself out.
Look, or you want kind of that classic aesthetic look, which I've been slowly working
I love this one. That is that classic aesthetic look. Okay, yeah.
on at this point. Again, coming from a strength training background, this is stuff I personally have to address, right? I have a powerlifting background, so I have
Strength training background, powerlifting background, like lifting something heavy off the floor. It takes a lot of experience. Yes, okay.
many of these extremely common imbalances, right? The stuff that you would expect.
There are no imbalances, man. It just depends the glycogen, where it's displacing what you're doing, where you're pumping it to, what area, whatever. You're not really building any muscle. This is bullshit, man. Muscle, to build muscle, it has to be put under very strict and specific thing. This is not happening under specific conditions. It can only happen under very, very strict and specific conditions to build real muscle. It can't be just this guy waving his arms around and fucking, endurance athlete coming in here and whatever. Anyways, he's burning calories. It's not anything going on there. But yeah, he's burning calories, and I don't know, he's overfed, undernourished, right? So people overfed, undernourished, what do they usually do? Get fat. But because he's waving his body around, he's overfed, undernourished, and waving his arms around, then yeah, he's going to lose fat, because yeah, it's anorexic, bro. You become anorexic.
From someone who puts most of their focus in squat, bench, deadlift, pull-ups, rows, things like that, right? That has historically been much of my focus, even though I've done tons of obviously hypertrophy work. We're going to have certain heads of muscles that are going to be prone to lagging if we build our base off of this. And it's not to say that we can't build a tremendous base.
They don't lag unless you don't work that muscle group enough or properly or something.
Right? We absolutely can. But if you look at the few movements I'm doing here, and these are not the only ones, but these are extremely common ones. Right? You'll see me in this video
He's just wearing himself out, wear and tear.
doing some skull crushers. Right? For my triceps, you'll see me doing some plate lateral raises. I'm doing leg extensions.
Look, I'm gonna bring out something when he says something in this video, so you have to wait till it pops up, because I'm not gonna bring it up right away all the time in the beginning for people. Because people, they watch the beginning of the video and like, you didn't prove what you said. Well, I didn't prove what I said. Proved it in the video.
I'm doing seated calf raises. Okay, so what's going on with these? Why am I doing these movements? And notice, of course, I didn't throw a hamstring thing in here. I should
Why are you doing these movements? What's the purpose of them? Wearing yourself out.
probably talk about hamstrings, but that's a separate video. But I feel like hamstrings are not always the issue, because if we have a strength background, we usually hammer our
He's an endurance athlete.
hamstrings into the ground. But think about these 4 movements and what muscles they target specifically. All right, the first one's very easy with the skull crusher. What does it work? The long head of the tricep. Now, obviously, Obviously, it works the entire tricep. In fact, I would almost say that an extension like that is a very balanced tricep exercise. Whereas something maybe behind the head might be a little more biased towards the long head, but I personally, at least at this time, don't find those particularly comfortable on my shoulders, so I don't do them. But the point is hammering that long head. So why? Because benching doesn't build the long head of the tricep particularly well.
The bench press doesn't build the long head of the tricep particularly well. He's trying to convince you that bench presses build triceps. What? He's crazy.
Does build it, but
he says it does build it though. But though it does build it, no, a bench press cannot build a muscle. This is impossible. Like, it's just, man, I'm gonna bring out something now, man, because now's the time to bring it out, I guess. So this is Introduction Stem Cells, Adult Stem Cells. This is from NCBI. It's called The Satellite Cell and the Muscle Stem Cell Niche. You could scroll down here. You could read it for yourself. It's called, skeletal muscle in the form of striated muscle tissue, accounting for 40% of adult human body weight. Well, we know in, I don't know, tigers, they got like 65, lions, I think 53 or something, 50. And anyways, tigers are heavier than lions. They carry a lot more muscle. And it's like ants have like 75% body weight. That's why they can lift 10 times their body weight. So skeletal muscle is composed of multinucleated contractile muscle cells, also called myofibers. Well, how about that, eh? They're called myofibers. During development, myofibers are formed by fusion of, well, I'll leave it like this so you could see it from the top. So this part right here, also called myofibers. During development, myofibers are formed by fusion of mesoderm progenitors called myoblasts. In neonatal juvenile stages, the number of myofibers remains constant. See, it remains constant. But each myofiber grows in size by fusion of satellite cells. So how do myofibers grow in size? By fusion of satellite cells. A population of postnatal muscle stem cells, adult mammalian skeletal muscle, is stable under normal conditions. It's stable under normal conditions with only sporadic fusion of satellite cells. To what? To compensate for the muscle turnover caused by daily wear and tear. How about that? Listen to that word. Daily wear and tear. Daily. They didn't say periodically. They said turnover caused by daily wear and tear. However, skeletal muscle has a remarkable ability to what? Regenerate after what? Injury. How about that? Responding to injury, skeletal muscle undergoes a highly what? Orchestrated degeneration and regeneration. See that? A degeneration and a regeneration. That's why you need to be in an anabolic growth state, broski. See, if you do cause this injury. Now, I told you, under specific conditions can muscle grow. The only specific growth in muscle can happen is when it's responding to what? Injury. Skeletal muscle undergoes a highly orchestrated regeneration and what? Degeneration and what? Regenerative process that takes place at the tissue, cellular and molecular levels. Do we understand that now? Weights don't build muscles. This results in the reformation of innervated, vascularized contractile muscle apparatuses. This regeneration process greatly relies on the dynamic interplay between satellite cells and their environment, stem cell niche, during the last half century. Yeah, how about that, eh? So I don't know, there's a lot here to read. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, man. But you got the point, right? It's orchestrated under what? You understand what it's orchestrated under. That stuff there. In the bottom here, they're talking about the strategies serve to alleviate the physiological, pathological conditions associated with poor muscle regeneration observed in sarcopenia and muscular dystrophy. Yeah. Yeah, it's the regeneration that will get you out of sarcopenia and muscular dystrophy. It's the muscle injuries that will get you out of that. Here we concentrate on the functions of satellite cells and the regulation of their niche during the process of skeletal muscle regeneration. See that? So they're talking about regeneration, more regeneration, whatever. So you're born with a set of muscles. Yeah. We focus on the satellite cell niche. Da, 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 da. So brief history goes on and on. It's quite lengthy. You can't go through the whole thing. There's even a second part. There's another part called this one here. I don't know. I don't even know if it'll come up. Let me see. Yeah. There's one called Fusion and Beyond Satellite Cell Contribution to Loading Induced Skeletal Muscle Adaptation. So you could even read this one if you want. Satellite cell supports adult skeletal muscle fiber adaptations to loading in numerous ways. The fusion of satellite cells driven by cell autonomous and or extrinsic factors contributes to new myonuclei to muscle fibers, associates with load-induced hypertrophy, and may support membrane. So it may support focal membrane damage repair. See, damage repair and long-term myonuclei transcription. Without any damage, you can't get these nuclei to fuse, and then, you know, they synthesize protein and increase the size. If, of course, protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Without that, you can't build muscle. So myonuclear transcription output revealed. Satellite cell communicates with their niche and the muscle and mediate muscle remodeling in response to resistance exercise, regulated activities, and numerous cell types. It does. It accommodates according to whatever you're lifting, how much you're lifting, what you're doing in the gym. I don't know. I can't tell you. All right. It's very specific. So yeah. I don't know. You can read this. You could go through this. Absence. It says here, muscular adaptation resistance and endurance activity can be initiated and sustained for a period of time in the absence of satellite cells. It can, see, in the absence. Just you endurance athlete people going in there chronically lifting. It can be what? It can be initiated, it can be sustained for a period of time in the absence of satellite cells. This endurance lifting. But you're just wearing yourself out and wearing out the satellite cell. But satellite cells participation is ultimately required to achieve what? Full adaptive potential, be it growth, function, or proprioceptive coordination. See that? So there you go. I don't know. I got like this too much to read, man. I gotta go back to that video. So regeneration, muscle cells beyond fusion and myonuclear fusion, which are gaining broader recognition. They are. It's a huge thing here. You can read it for yourself. I don't know. Gotta go through the whole thing, man. So yeah, protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. So yeah, during like lifting. So he's telling you that you're going to build muscle while you're lifting, but it is also important to recognize that is a signal for what? Protein breakdown. It's a signal for protein breakdown. You lifting weights in a gym are not building muscles; they're breaking down proteins. Yeah, but if muscle is going to see any mass, protein synthesis must exceed that breakdown. So if you're not exceeding that breakdown in protein, then you're never going to see that mass on the myofibrillar, no matter how many cells you get from the satellite cell. You'll see it under a microscope, though. You could see it. You could go see it there. Take a look. Take a good look, and you'll find it.
It doesn't seem to be biased. There's been definitely studies on it that have found that it causes considerably more growth in the lateral head of the tricep than the long.
It creates zero growth in the lateral head, but it will grow. But if you're eating glycogen synthesis exceeds this breakdown, you will grow a lot more of this sarcoplasmic hypertrophy in the long head. Now, if protein synthesis exceeds that breakdown, then you should see some mass, but very little because it reaches an MND size limit. Look, here's another thing, man. It reaches an MND size limit, okay? So This is his problem. He just doesn't understand. They can't get over this. He just doesn't understand. You can't get over this. M&D size limit. M&D size limit. M&D size limit has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by satellite cell to support further muscle growth. So it is beyond where it can donate anymore. So why is he saying that he's growing the long head? What exactly is he growing? If it's beyond satellite cell during hypertrophic process to donate its nuclei to support further muscle growth, then why isn't he growing every time? Why does he have to tell you that it's going to grow, but he can't show it on his body? See, in my channel, body does the talking for me. I can show the growth. But how come he doesn't show any growth? He says it's growing, so where is it? Because I don't see anything.
Long head. The long head's the biggest head in the tricep. It's the one that's most visually noticeable. I can't talk today. I'm just going to leave that in.
If it's doing that, then why isn't his triceps growing? He says that will show the most growth in the triceps. So why aren't his triceps growing? Doing all this lifting. He's doing a lot of lifting. I'm not lifting at all. Fuck, I haven't even been to a gym in the last, I think, 3 weeks. I've been watching him online for the last 3 weeks, making videos. He's been lifting for me. I haven't been to a gym in 3 weeks right now. I took a little time off because I wasn't feeling well. I had kind of the sniffles and shit, so I don't like to work out if I have the sniffles. So he's been lifting, he's been going at it like crazy. Where's the growth? Where's the growth?
Especially from the side, from the back. That's what people really notice on that tricep head. Now from the front, that lateral head can really pop out. Okay, but this is a perfect example.
I like how he says.
All right, doing some.
I like how he says it could really pop out. Yeah, it could really pop out, but guess what? It's not popping out. It could pop out, but it's not popping out, bro. Get it? Where is it?
Extensions for that if you've been using benching as a primary tricep builder, or press, even close grip benching.
Close grip benching as a primary builder? It's not building anything. We all know this. Look, man, science is there to do tests to tell you what builds muscle. It tells you no weight can build a muscle. Nowhere in NCBI, nowhere in this world can a piece of metal build a weight, nor can breatharian diets. Breatharian diets, air, breathing in air, and lifting a heavy weight and all that is not going to build a muscle, bro. Get it? What the fuck are you talking about? He's crazy. He's a sick person.
Right? It can make a big difference in terms of just your overall muscle.
This is mental sickness you're watching here. This is mental illness, bro.
Balance, right? Right up there near the top. All right, the plate laterals. I like lateral raises, and the reason I like lateral raises is because they're just an all-around great delt builder, and they're...
He likes lateral raises because they're all-around great delt builder, but he's not building any delts. He's not building any delts doing these. His delts are not building. He looks exactly the same every day in and day out, doing these exercises.
Very easy on our recovery. Okay.
Recovery. Look at him. He looks the same all the time. It's just a joke body. It's just turnover. It's just turnover. This is stupid.
We very rarely get beat up. We don't get fatigued from doing laterals. In fact, I feel like laterals are something you can get away with doing almost every day. If you really wanted to. They just don't beat us up. The fatigue is very, very low.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to build any muscle, like I read there in the stem cell niche, you need to orchestrate something, and it's called muscle injury. So you can orchestrate a series of events where the satellite cell can donate its nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth, but it won't support it if protein synthesis does not exceed that breakdown. So it's an orchestration. Number one, protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Number two, you need to injure muscle fibers. That's why I say you got to focus on food first. Focus on food first. Number one, protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. All right. Number two, Focus on injuring the muscle fibers so you can cause the satellite cell to donate its nuclei there. You understand me? So it can support further muscle growth. You get the point now? And you'll get denser muscles because if they injure, they'll fill up the cracks in the domes and they may even give you an extra muscle fiber. So you may get one based on the first one depending on the damage. That's why I say you should do full upper body on the day and try to damage as many muscle fibers as you can in your upper body that day. And the next day, do your legs. You can't do the whole upper body in one day, okay? It's going to be difficult to do upper and lower body. You'd be there for like hours lifting. It's just a waste of time. So, yeah, do your upper body and then you do your lower body. And you do as many repetitions as you can. As many sets and repetitions as you can lift muster. And lift as heavy as you can. And you don't have to do full range eccentric. Full range concentric. It has to be focused on the eccentric movement. You don't have to do full range. If you do full range, you won't be able to lift as heavy. And you won't be able to rep out as many reps either. If you do full range, you can't rep out as many reps. Look at Sam Sulik. He may be a sarcoplasmic lifter, but he is repping out these reps. He's not doing full range, okay? So you could learn from his lifting, all right? And he's repping out a lot of reps. Just rep out like crazy. Fuck, I've been known to do as many as 60 repetitions per set. So yeah, I can do 60. The highest I've ever done, well, I think for my arms, the highest I ever done was 200 reps per set on my arms. That was way back in the day. But football players I've known, they've repped out reps of 100 reps, okay? So I've known some people in gym, they can rep out 100 reps. But it depends on how much it weighs, the weight, how much you can manage. The stronger you get, the heavier and the more reps you can rep out. You understand me? The bigger you get, the stronger you get, you'll be able to lift and rep out heavier repetitions, and a lot of them. And then you'll get bigger and stronger. That's why eccentric movements are superior to concentric, because when you get bigger, you get stronger. But you don't get stronger, you don't get bigger. You understand me? You get bigger, you get stronger.
But when you look at what they do...
But if you get bigger through sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, you're not going to get stronger. You're going to be relying on chemical strength, like this loser.
Stimulus is very high. And it doesn't have to be plates, it could be dumbbells, it could be cables. Yeah, right? The idea is the same. All right, so what am I doing with those? I'm focusing a lot on the lateral head, the side head of the delt.
Yeah, he's focusing on that, all right.
Why? It gets neglected a bit. Am I saying it doesn't grow? No. Incline bench will help build it. Rowing will help build it. Pull-ups can help build it. But where is more of their focus? Right? Most of your chest pressing is obviously very anterior delt dominant. In fact, I would say like incline benching, which is an extremely common supplemental lift for the bench press, is arguably one of the best interior deltoid builders of all time. And it will contribute some to the lateral head, right? Pull-ups, rows, phenomenal for the posterior head of the delt. There's some data.
Again, he's trying to convince you that, oh, these rows and everything, they're great for post-dental fucking whatever shit. It's not going to do fuck all.
It suggests that that rowing can carry over quite a bit to the lateral head. But if you're really trying to make that lateral head bigger and make it pop, which is going to give you that capped look from the front, that side head could use a little bit of extra tension. Stuff like...
Without food, you're not going to see anything pop. Just like him. On his like slave diet, stamp diet, he's just eating a regular meal. Look at that guy, Max Usaida. Look at what he's eating. He eats like 2-3 meals a day. They're regular meals. He says 2,300 calories. That's 2,300 calories is what sustains life. That's what normal people eat daily. I don't know, man. This is all bullshit.
Collaterals can hammer that. They can really focus on that. And keeping in mind that that head doesn't get worked as much as you start going really high, or if you lean back too much.
You are never going to see the mass on a myofibular if protein synthesis does not exceed that breakdown. You will never see that mass. And you get the newbie gains in the beginning. There are newbie gains there. But even then, you may not even see enough mass because you're not eating enough to exceed that breakdown. So, yeah, it's really simple. And so, how should I put it? A lot of it, too, this newbie gain stuff, is sarcoplasmic. You start coming in often now. You become a chronic lifter. Like these people, endurance athlete chronic lifters. Like this bozo. And then you have to talk about muscles getting big, doing these exercises, because you can't really show it with your body. You can't show with your body that this exercise gets your muscles big. Get it? See what I mean? So you have to say it in videos. Look, if you do this, your muscles will get big, even though his muscles are not getting any bigger. So he has to, these are the people, they talk about it. They tell you, if you do this exercise, you're going to get these big triceps, but yet he has no triceps, he has no arms. Then he keeps saying, I have to focus on my arms. I have to build my arms because my arms are the smallest. I have to work on my chest. I have to work on my back. I have to work on my legs, my calves, this, that. He has to work on everything. He keeps mumbling to you people. And you people are all in like a daze. All these people on his channel, they're all like in fucking La La Land and shit. This thing just came out 2 hours ago, so it's in the nighttime. Right now, it's I don't know. It's nobody's watching it. They didn't even comment in the comments section. Let's see. Well, since I've been talking, nope, nobody commented. It would be interesting to see what they'll say. But like I said, these are the people that have to tell you it's building muscles. Me, I show you in my channel because Body does the talking. I show you what builds muscles.
If you're leaning forward air and you focus on the...
And it ain't weights. Weights ain't building muscles. They damage muscles, but they ain't building muscles.
Bottom half of the movement, that's really what's going to hit that area very effectively.
But if you keep pumping like that and you eat a lot of glycogen, like if your glycogen exceeds that breakdown, then you'll load a lot of glycogen in your muscle and you'll misconstrue that for being muscles. You'll go, look, Mom, I built a muscle. And then when you don't eat enough glycogen and then let's say you wear the glycogen out or you're busy or working, doing stuff, and then your muscles start to get flat or you go on vacation for a week or 2 weeks and then you come back and you go, I'm losing my gains. My gains are going. They are going because you're using up the glycogen stores. You're starting to use them up. So they'll start dissipating. And then you'll be like, my gains are going. See, if it's myofibular, the gains are not going if it's myofibular muscle. But if it's sarcoplasmic, the gains are going, bro, all the time.
But, again, gets hit this way, right? It could use the extra work. All right, the lower body stuff, leg extensions. And I used to be very against leg extensions. I think people are shocked that I'm promoting them now. Hey guys, we evolve. We have to evolve. All right, the rectus femoris gets understimulated on the squats. It's one of the 4 quad heads.
Yeah, we're evolving. We are evolving to wear and tear ourselves. Turnover.
Okay.
We're doing turnover like it says there.
One of the 4. The other 3 on deep squats get worked, and squats, let's carry that over to lunges, split squats, leg presses, squat pattern movements.
Like again, this is TRT, and testosterone will hold a lot of this glycogen in the muscle. The little puffy look that he has, here, the little amount of puffy look that he has is sarcoplasmic. He's never built any muscle. He's never gone beyond newbie gains. And I don't even know if he even got any newbie gains. And he might even lost them. Who the hell knows? To sarcopenia. Because you could see sarcopenia in his body. You could see it. The small arms, the skinny legs. Now, he's trying to keep his stomach small. Usually in sarcopenia, you get the big stomach, skinny arms, and the skinny legs. He's got the skinny legs, skinny arms. Just the stomach is, I guess, because he's working it all the time. I don't know. He's on a, whatever. He's on a low fucking, whatever his diet is low nutrient, whatever, man. It's garbage. Overfed, undernourished. Starvation diet.
Build the quads pretty effectively.
So the TRT is just sucking up the glycogen, keeping it in there.
But they also really, I mean, the squat in data has really found that it's almost a better adductor and glute.
Does anybody on his channel know what builds muscle? Do you people know what builds muscle? What do you think builds muscle? How is muscle built? Ask yourself that question. How's muscle built? How do you build muscle and how is it built? What builds it exactly? What are the stages of muscle building? What are they? Oh, just go to a gym and go like this, right? Wave your legs up and down, a bunch of weights and shit, right? Then go home and eat your popcorns and whatever, your hot dogs and your Coca-Cola. Oh yeah, okay.
Exercise still builds quads. Do not get me wrong. It's still a great quad exercise. But does it...
He isn't wrong. Like in his last video, he talked about, you know, sex appeal, sex sells and all that. That's why people want to look good. Of course they do. They're not interested in lifting heavy weights. They're interested in looking sexy and hot because we live in the physical world. Nobody sees what you lift in the street. They see what you look like. That's why I kept making these videos in Blaha. Maybe it pissed him off at some point. He wanted to look good now, so he's after the aesthetic look. Remember how he hated on bodybuilding, and now he loves bodybuilding because that's the way to go. But now it's too late for him. He can't take you from dad bod to daddy bod. Sorry, man.
Particularly stimulate one of the four quad heads.
If he can't do it himself, he can't do it for you either.
Leg extension does. So let's come back over. If you are in the pursuit of more complete quadricep development, doing some leg extensions, and I've seen other people say, well, what about sissy squat? I don't know that they do the same job. I don't think that they do. If you choose to do them, do them. I'm not telling you not to.
I can tell you this right now. On a carnivore diet, if he ate a pure carnivore diet right now, he'd look amazing. My looks are coming back because I'm on a carnivore diet. But I'm kind of cheating. I'm kind of cheating here and there sometimes because I like to eat fucking Kit Kat bars and shit sometimes and this and that. And occasionally I like to drink milk. The problem with a lot of milk around these days, it's fucking pasteurized, so you got to watch out. But yeah, occasionally I'll cheat, but not a lot. But mainly my diet is carnivore. Like it's always like seafood, carnivore, whatever. And so my looks are coming back. They're definitely coming back, big time. So his looks would possibly come back if he was on a carnivore diet. But he can't stop eating plants. And plants will make him look droopy. Like this. They'll make him look like a sap.
I'm simply saying there is something to be said for a leg extension for that final bit of development. Okay? Again, just don't beat your knees up on it. It's not a power movement. Don't try to max out on it. And then finally, I'm doing seated calf raises. Why? The soleus. Soleus is often an afterthought with calves. It is not.
He's not doing anything there. He's just breaking down proteins, wearing himself out. Look at this. It's 145-pound plate. Do you think that's heavy enough to cause muscle injuries to the soleus? He's full of shit, man. And he's not injuring it all the time. Muscles don't injure all the time. They have to go through a repair and a regeneration. That takes over a week period. You think he's going to take off over a week period and not show up here doing these stupid exercises? His channel, he needs you to view him doing these stupid exercises. He needs you to watch him all the time. And do these voiceovers, whatever the fuck he's doing there. Yeah. He relies on you to watch him. What are you going to watch if he's not there for a whole week? That's why people get pissed off on my channel. Because I don't lift for many months. I take off a year, 5 months, 2 years. I took during even my old channel. I wasn't there after 2019. I stopped lifting 2019. I only started lifting again somewhere around 2023. Yeah, 2023 I started lifting again. So there's nothing to watch on my channel. People say, let's see you lift. I'm not lifting. I'm not lifting. I told you I don't lift. Well, how do you look like that, like a bodybuilder? Because I built real muscle? Because I built muscle, that's why I look like that? How do you think muscle's built? See what I'm trying to explain to you people, man? You're all fucking out to lunch. So, you don't understand what these people are talking about. So, me personally, yeah, I don't know what he's doing here. He's an endurance athlete. He's just wearing himself out. Wear and tear. Fucking factory worker.
It's pronounced as a gastrocnemius. Gastrocnemius is obviously developed by standing movements, even squatting.
Yes, these are all fancy words. I know them too, soleus and all that, but that doesn't mean shit, jack shit.
It's been shown to recruit it pretty effectively. But the soleus is...
Look, my pictures and my videos, like I put in my videos, so I have some on my channel, a little bit of me posing and stuff. And that's me barely lifting. And I look like that. Look at him. I'm 10 years older than him. Compare me, Blaha, and me on my channel. Look at me posing in my video. Even my intro video, you can see me posing. I barely lifted in some of those videos because between 2019 during COVID, the gyms were closed. I didn't go. I went to Mexico after. I was away for 3 months, but I didn't have time really to lift there in Mexico. I've been busy the whole time. And so it wasn't until 2023 when I got back, I started lifting. I didn't even lift in 2022. They kept closing the gym. I tried to come back one time. So I did this video where I was walking with a weight and some stuff. You know what I mean? And then somebody copied it and tried to make fun of it because I was walking with a weight. Well, it was, you know, you have to get back into the whole thing. You know what I mean? You've been away for 3 years from the gym, for God's sake. Jesus. These people are mentally ill on the internet.
Again, that lower half, the smaller head underneath it that goes all the way, attaches to the Achilles tendon, that requires us to have a bent knee position to fully activate. So if you're trying to develop the best calf...
They activate. Activate what? What are they activating exactly? What's going on there?
As possible, finding a way to do seated...
Okay, now he activated them. Now what? Now what do you do after you activate them? That's it? That's it? They're magic. They have magic powers, eh? They're gonna build by themselves. They're gonna grow up or whatever.
Calf raises, I mean, you see me there just doing it makeshift with benches and plates. It can be done. I have to do 50 plus rep sets, but it can be done. Again, you can finish that muscle off. All right, guys, with that.
Finish that muscle off. 50 plus rep sets in an adapted state. That's wonderful.
Really, all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys.
Thank God that was all he had to say, man. This video was just gonna go on forever. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Most of this is just more baloney, man. Compound movements might under stimulus, whatever. The big compound movies. There's nothing going on here, man. He's just wearing and tearing himself. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.